and welcome to another interview on Art of Awakening. My name is Ona Christie, and I am here today with a good friend of mine, Dr. Tanya English. And let me tell you a little bit about Tanya. She's an amazing person. Dr. Tanya English is a master of bioenergetic synchronization technique, which works on the subconscious level to dissipate negative physiological patterns to keep the body from healing. She's also an energy healer with the ability to look into the energy pattern of a person and clear energy blockages that keep them from life. She has 30 professional healer, first as a massage therapist, then as a chiropractor and energy healer. I love this. She's a talented blues singer, and for the past 8 years, she's delighted audiences along the Mississippi with her powerful voice. Dr. English believes that everyone is born with the power to heal, but people have not been shown how this works in real life. So her mission is to show people that they have tremendous healing power within and that they can use that power for the highest good. Dr. English uses low force and non-force techniques to help others unlock their own inner healing power and then teaches them to use those techniques for themselves and for the good of others. And her latest project is Healing with the Blues, bringing blues music and healing together to release the past, empower the present, and create a harmonious future. So welcome, Dr. Tanya. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thanks, Anna Christie. So appreciate being here.
And I am so excited to have you on here because I love this combination of the arts and healing, and the blues are just, everybody loves the blues. And so I thought, since you in your work usually start by connecting with people through the music itself, maybe if you'd like to start off with a song.
Yeah, actually, here's the song that we use. Healing with the blues. That's right, I'm healing with the blues. I've got nothing left to lose. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Such a pain inside. The love that's there for me, I have denied. I've never had the blues this long, this deep, this wide. That's why I'm healing with the blues.
That's beautiful. And there is something about the blues that just hits you in the heart, isn't it?
Well, it's true. And, you know, it's interesting because I've interviewed a lot of blues musicians and people who love the blues. And most people who love blues music say blues is a healer. In fact, John Lee Hooker wrote a whole album called The Healer about blues music. And one of the reasons why, and you can see this on our Facebook page, Healing with the Blues, or those interviews, every single person says about their feeling, about the emotion, about identifying their emotions. And when I'm doing healing work, and I do quantum healing work with people remotely all over the world, we're actually accessing emotion and clearing up those physiological patterns that are attached to negative emotions, negative situations, things that happened that didn't quite go in to enliven us, but have taken our vibration down. So I know that a lot of people think blues music is sad, right, but it's also happy. It can be tragic. It can be funny. It can be silly. It can be coded because, of course, this was started with slavery. So for slaves to sing about the people that were hurting them, they had to sing it in code. So some of this songs are in code so that they could get away with actually singing the lyrics. And it's also a way to stay connected with the group that you're in. So call and response kinds of things. Like one of the songs that I sing is Wang Dang Doodle, which is a great call and response because all everybody has to sing together is all night long, because we're going to have a Wang Dang Doodle all night long. So those kinds of songs that really help bring everybody together and have a good time. And it's very what's the word? It gathers people in. So we feel that we're doing something together. And that's really, really important.
Yeah, I think of the blues as like this great big mother, right? Just kind of, "Come on, come to mama," right?
Yeah, that's
And
exactly right.
the thing is,
Great
it's like,
song too, Come to Mama. I do that
"Come to
song.
mama," yeah. I know, I'd love for you to sing a song at the end too, so I
Okay.
think about, whether it's that one or another one, but,
Well,
yeah,
it kind
let's
of melds too from because blues is the
Mhm.
roots. So jazz and spirituals and rock and roll all came out of the blues. And like the
Mm,
Rolling Stones and the Who and all those guys that started big rock and roll bands all
right,
studied the blues,
right,
studied it.
right.
Yeah.
So what are some lessons that you have learned from the blues yourself, spiritual lessons? How has it helped you yourself?
So the whole reason why I started doing this was because in 1994, I was finishing up chiropractic college in Davenport,
Mhm,
Iowa, right on the Mississippi. And I had been pregnant, had a wonderful full-term pregnancy that resulted in a stillbirth. And no one
mm,
could figure out why. And so there was a lot of mystery around that. And I knew that it was a big thing that happened in my life. So I was very conscious of needing healing and allowing healing to come in from wherever it was going to come. And so
mhm,
um, I went to the Mississippi Valley Blues Festival that summer. It happened, our son was born in April, and in July, I went into the tent at the Blues Fest, and I had a healing put on me by the Five Blind Boys from Alabama, who most people will think of as more gospel, but
mhm,
blues as well, because blues is the roots. And I
sure.
came out of there different. I felt
Yeah,
different. And it wasn't that I was completely done with my grief, but I shifted. And so I
right.
thought, this is really something. Um, Now, come around 25 years later, my mentor, Miss Gloria Hardiman, who's a blues singer from Chicago by way of Mississippi, um,
Mm,
she introduced me to one of her best friends, who is the last original blind boy from Alabama, Mr. Jimmy
mm,
Carter. And I was able to have dinner with him, and he wanted to meet me because she had told him my story. And it's
right.
just an amazing thing how this all came about, and they brought me into the fold. So I've been very, very blessed to have
Yeah,
amazing people as mentors around me in blues music, and Gloria especially.
right. Wow, that must have been a thrill.
It was amazing.
Okay, yeah.
I've met a lot of
So
amazing people through blues music and a lot of amazing
I bet
people through healing, and I love bringing those people together because there's just nothing in the world like that.
that is the truth, isn't it? This interconnectedness, and we're starting to feel this more and more. And that touches on something that I think we were talking about addressing today, which is this idea of abundance. And I'm feeling
Mhm.
it this year. I think a lot of us are feeling it, that this is going to really be or ushering into abundance for a lot of us. Um, but that's also an issue that a lot of us have major work to work through, and
Yeah.
and often around the throat chakra too, which is where the
Yes,
blues
isn't that so
we were
true?
talking about how its roots and being a means of expression that could be snuck past, right? Or so blues has this ability to blast past some of the blocks that because that's how it developed, right? And it is able to kind of blast packs blocks that you just can't get around any other way, right? And open up that voice, that throat, so that you can express
Yeah,
yourself and
so
bring any
when
abundance.
you're
So tell me a little
yeah,
bit about
when I'm singing, "Why am I treated so bad? Tell me why am I treated so bad?" I can feel that I have been treated bad sometimes, but who's doing that treating too? I'm in charge of me. So
yeah,
am I treating myself badly? Am I having negative self-talk? Am I telling
right.
myself how I'm not enough? Am I keeping
Mhm,
myself in that box of lack that I can't punch
mhm.
out of? That happens a lot for people. Not being enough,
Yeah,
doubting that they have everything they need. And so one of the things that we do in the healing is take those things, like that recurring thought that you have about lack, whether it's yourself or money or love or whatever it is, and clear that up to the root cause of that. So
Right.
it could be something that you learned from growing up. It came to you, and there was nothing you could do to stop that. So if you're from 0 to 6 years old, you're mimicking your caregiver. What if your caregiver is somebody who's in lack all the time, or somebody who isn't mentally well, or somebody who isn't emotionally well or spiritually well? You're going to pick up on that, and that's going to now be your unconscious behavior. And when you start to become more and more conscious of yourself, and you start looking at your behavior and saying, like, well, wait a minute, where does that thought actually come from? Then, whoops, then we know this is technology, folks. You know how it works. Then we can actually, things fall right when you're making a big point. I'm telling you, it happens all the time to me, so I'm not worried about it, but I just want to make sure you guys know. It doesn't happen. Just one of those things. What happens when let me get back to the lack part. What happens when we're telling ourselves that, or we're mimicking that behavior from somebody else, is that we don't have a way of filtering it until we start to become aware that we are creating our life. You know, like Christy is a wonderful artist, and I'm didn't spring forth from my mother going, I'm a wonderful artist. And I know she didn't either. You have to discover these things, and then you have to nurture your gifts. So sometimes we're taught not to pay attention to the gifts that we have too, because a lot of people are taught using your intuition, and using your intuition or your psychic ability as negative or bad or evil. And I'm telling you that as you start to rely more on your intuition, which to me is source energy speaking through us, to us, about us, for us, when we start relying on that more and we can feel more stable in those gifts, then it becomes such a joy to hear what intuition has for us. And psychic ability is just something like, it's like being able to know that something's happening, or, you know, see it or hear it or something like that. And that happens to everybody. So if you put attention on these gifts, they grow. If you don't, they don't. So what I try to do is help people put attention on their intuition and clear away the subconscious gunk that's in the way of that, so they can hear that still small voice of creator, of source energy, of God, if you will. And as we're clearing that away, amazing information, amazing things start to happen, and more abundance can come into our lives. So what we're really doing is dropping off that old baggage and updating our physiology so we're in present time, because everything happens in the now. Just like my phone falling over that I'm using today, it's happening in the now. It didn't happen before. It's happening right now. So it keeps us present, and then the present is a gift. So let's enjoy that part of it. Why not?
Sure.
I hope that answered your question.
So what does it look like? Yeah. I mean, what does it look like to work with you? Where does this go? I mean, how do you go from being on stage to actually with somebody and helping them through blocks and helping them to receive more abundance in their life?
Yeah, so one of the things that we do is we do shows with our band, but we also are doing a program that teaches people about the blues and about healing and the connection there of physiological connection. So we teach a little bit of physiology, anatomy, and physiology. Not a lot, it's not overwhelming, but it's enough so that you can experience it. So we have a workshop that we do with people that does that. And then we also have an intuitive energy scan, which is the exam for your energy. So I do that with people that are coming into that work. So like, for instance, if you come to my office as a chiropractic patient, I'm going to do a specific kind of exam to find out what's going on and where things are at. It's the same thing when we're doing energy work, but I'm going to do that intuitive energy scan only using my intuition and the phone or online, if we're doing it online, and allowing whatever's coming in about you, connecting with your energy, allowing the information to come in, asking questions, and then reporting back to you what I found. So we're looking for those places where there might not be the amount of flowing of energy that is desired or is actually healthy for us.
Right.
So we're
And it's
looking for that. And then what people can do is they can opt in for one-on-one healing sessions with me. They can certainly go to the YouTube channel that we have, which has it always has a monthly affirmation, and there's some really good videos in there that we use to teach people how to take care of their energy. And then we have the free Facebook group called Healing with the Blues. And you answer the 3 questions, come into the group, and we have a live healing session every Tuesday morning at 9:30 Central. And this week we're talking about abundance. This week we're talking about healing remotely. And part of what you get when you join that group is a meditation on abundance. So if you join the group, you'll get this free meditation, and then you can always come into the group live or watch the replays.
Tuesday. Okay, so this coming Tuesday, let me kind of make sure that I get it clear. Is a live on Facebook, just a session?
Yeah, every Tuesday morning we do a healing session.
Helping to.
I talk about a particular subject. This Tuesday coming up, the subject is remote healing. And how do we do that remotely? How do we do that without being in the same place as the person? And last week we talked about asking for help. The week before we talked about fear. So we do live healing during that. We'll do channeled prayer during that. We'll do intuitive, whatever's coming up for the group who's there live. And then when you watch the replay, you can get as much out of it too.
Absolutely. And I'm on your group, so I can definitely, the real deal. It's just really nice on Tuesday morning that, Tanya goes on there, and it's free. So yeah, so to Tanya, check it out. I'll put the link to that Facebook group, YouTube channel below. And Tanya, I am really hoping, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us today. And I love all of us. I love to hear another song.
Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe there's joy somewhere. That's a great song to end with, because I want you to believe there's music in the air too. What we seek, we find. So watch out for what you're seeking.
That's the truth. There's so much for your presence, your joy, and your music. Definitely,
it's an honor. Thank you.
Honor to have you on. Yes, and thank you all for watching. And we'll catch you again soon.
Thanks, Christy. Have a great day, everybody.
Oh, I just ended it, but